Oh. I call Clayton Mitchell.
Thank you, Mr Chair. Great pleasure to rise before dinner break to talk on behalf of New Zealand First on the Wildlife Powers Amendment Bill. And it's nice to see the Minister, Ms Barry, in the chair, so hopefully she'll respond, because I did see her, dare I say, nodding in disagreement with the supplementary order paper that was put down by David Parker, which just goes to show there is no common sense in this party. It is an absolute shock, really, because I thought that's just a common sense approach. The funny thing about common sense, of course, is it's not that common. And Ms Barry, I hope you find it in your heart to see the sense in it and actually change your mind when it comes to voting on it, because if you don't support it, you become a toothless tiger. You've got people out there doing their bit in the community, outside of their communities, in the wilderness of New Zealand, protecting our species and our environment, and they can do nothing but just say, well, okay, just stop doing that and be on your way. It's ridiculous. Look, we absolutely, New Zealand First supports this legislation. We've spoken to it in all the readings and we'll continue to support it. But this supplementary order paper put through by David Parker does absolutely make sense. It's tidying up a tiny loophole that I think you've overlooked, and you're just too proud to say, hey, well done for picking it up, let's vote it in. It's absolutely ridiculous that you're not, and it just goes to show you how out of touch this government is if they don't see the sense in it. And I'd certainly like to hear your excuse or your reasoning behind not supporting it, Mr Chair. Thank you, sir.
You're bringing me into the debate. Yeah.
I won't, sir. Thank you. Mr Chair, this bill here does do a number of good things. New Zealand First has certainly cautioned on the side of giving more powers to fish and game rangers, but certainly to empower our dock rangers. We have seen and heard of a number of high-profile incidents involving the stealing, if you like, of our wildlife and protected species for personal gain. We certainly want to see that come to an end. We don't want our very, very precious species taken away for profit, and we certainly want to protect them as best as we can, enabling our dock rangers to gain evidence to help prosecute these offenders, whether they be natural Kiwi New Zealanders or whether they be foreigners, sir, it doesn't matter. They must have the ability to seize computers and cell phones to get on with their job so that we can get these prosecutions. And again, another loophole was the simple fact that now they can ask for the person's name, address and their date of birth, just like any arresting police officer would with the same sort of powers, and then demand proof of that, sir, just exactly like this supplementary order paper outlines for those rangers, sir, expecting temporary rangers to be able to do the same thing. If you can't prove who you are, how could you possibly take a prosecution through to court not knowing who you're actually genuinely prosecuting, sir? And certainly we would like to see the Minister explain her party's position. I've always liked Maggie Barry, and I have to say I hope that she sees some common sense between here and the next 5 minutes when we vote on this bill, but I can't see it happening, sir. Thank you.